Welcome. So I'm going to do an experiment on tabletopia.com running a Deep Space D-6 board game. This is a board game that I own. It's developed by and designed by Tony Go, published by Tau Leader Games. Might be his company, I'm not sure. So I've tried doing some Twitch on this about a year ago, and I found it's quite challenging to comfortably play the game and try to stream it. So that's why I loaded it into Tabletopia on my own personal account. So I did a little bit of work. It's based off of the print and play version of the game, which I have supplemented with my extended version copy. So what you'll notice, a difference from the extended version versus the original print, and obviously the print and play version, is that on the left hand side we have ship upgrades. So that's in the extended. I really love playing with ship upgrades. The game's just much better with them. You always usually have something to do with your crew, unassigned crew, so it's just adds a bit of extra to the game, and I just highly recommend playing with the ship upgrades. So I've added them. The print and play also has significantly less threats. The threat deck is much smaller, so I've obviously supplemented this deck with the second edition core threat deck. I did not yet import the extended edition deck. That's gonna take a bit of time. With the core, I sort of had the original print and play to work from. So the core is right here. So there's a number of cards that are different from the print and play and the second print. So I've taken out the ones that are no longer in the second edition, and obviously I've added the new cards that weren't there to begin with. So for this playthrough, I'm going to add all 6 of the Don't Panic cards. Actually, I'll add those after. So I'll flip this over, give it a good shuffle, and then I'm going to play on easy difficulty. I really need to add some instructions here just for reference. So easy is going to be 6 Don't Panic cards, and then a fast game, which is going to be removing 8 cards. So I'm going to go ahead and remove 8 cards. So just throw them here in the discard. 1. Come on. 2. And still getting a hang of this. 3. 4. 5. 6. Sorry, I apologize for 7, 8. I should figure out the controls. Like I should lock the screen. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. So I did add the manual. So that's pretty cool. I didn't realize I added that. There's like a PDF version that I included. No settings. I was just looking for camera controls. There they are. I'll set this as 0. Oh, that's 0. I like to add a slight tilt. So we've added 8, and then I'm going to add the Don't Panic to make it easy. And then we'll shuffle those. Shuffle again. We're also playing with the Ouroboros boss. That's the only one I've added so far. When I get time, I will add the other boss from the extended version. So I'll add those cards later. So we're going to play with the variant where you just go through all the threat deck, and then once you hit the last threat card, you then deploy the Ouroboros. We're also playing with the, so I can unlock this. It's double-sided, so lock it. We're going to play with the infirmary, so I have the option of putting a dice, a crew member in the infirmary to change any dice available. So that's pretty neat. I would really like to, because if I go right and left, I can move the screen, but I wonder if there's a way of locking. Hide interface. Okay. I'm still learning Tabletopia. I've used it a bit, first time developing on it. So let's go ahead and start this game. We draw 2 cards to start with. So Robot Uprising is an internal threat, so I put them over here. So if I roll the 1, 2, or 3 on the threat dice, then I send a unit to the infirmary. And I need an engineer to repair that. And my second one is comms offline. Well, that's 2 internal threats. I cannot assign commander dice. That's kind of rough, so I'm going to want to repair that as soon as I can. Alright, so I need to power up my hull. So hull's on 8, and shields are full. So now we'll grab the crew dice and we'll do a roll. So first roll, I have a threat detected. I'll just call it threat. I roll the threat. Obviously I cannot assign, I cannot assign commanders, which is quite terrible. I'll use the medical officer to grab the threat. So if I use the medical officer, I can return all units from the infirmary or return a threat. So I returned a threat. Stasis only works on external threats. It'd be nice to stasis an internal threat. There's no use for the soldiers. I have to remind myself what they're called again. Yeah, tactical. So commanders, tactical, medical, science, engineering, and threats. So I have can't use tactical. They're only for external threats. And science, I can recharge the shields, but I'm full on shields, and my stasis beam only locks external threats. What I could do is throw my science officer into the infirmary and change this dice to an engineer. Sorry. Is it 5? Yeah, 5. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be cheeky and throw another science officer to remove my medical officer to remove the science officer and put him in returned. Because I can return all units from the infirmary. It's a bit cheeky, but that gets rid of the comms offline. And we'll throw, I apologize again. That's the thing, like, I want to just click and grab the dice and not if I do like a sweeping. Okay, so now that we've done the first turn, the second turn we only grab one threat card at a time. So this is an interceptor. We're gonna go ahead and roll a threat dice. 4. So it's gonna trigger the interceptor, so that's gonna be -1 hull, so we'll take a damage on the shield. Nothing happens with Robot Uprising. So we'll see about... I guess I am highlighting them. The other thing I would love to do is be able to... Oh, I can. So next time I'll create a magnet so that these dice will just snap. Like throw them down there and they'll snap in the right place. Cool. So I will roll my crew die. A threat was detected. I think definitely assigning the tactical officer here. Fire weapons do 1 damage to the interceptor. I think we'll use an engineer to take care of the Robot Uprising. So that will be... throw them in return. So I have 3 more crew to work with. A medical officer and 2 engineers. I could kill that interceptor. Yeah, let's take out the interceptor. So I'm gonna throw a engineer in the infirmary, and then change this to a tactical officer. And that's going to give me an additional 2 attack, and that's going to kill the interceptor. Boom. And then I'll be cheeky and move my medical officer and repair my engineer. And then we will get a threat. Internal threat, a boost morale. So this is a positive internal threat. If I roll a 6, then I can return a threat, which is really good. So I'm down to 5 because I did roll a threat. So let's roll the threat die. 3, it does nothing. So I will roll my crew. I actually don't want to get rid of that boost morale. Oops. It's quite interesting. I got all of these tacticals. I'm gonna start working on shatter mines. So upgrade first tier on that. I'll use the commander and change this to a medical officer. 4? No. 3? Yeah. So change it to a medical officer and return a single threat. And then I'll leave my 2 tactical officers unassigned. Let's bring all my dice back. And then nothing happens. I really don't want to roll a 6 here. Good. So, back to my turn. I'm going to roll the crew die. 2 threats detected. I've added magnets to the shipboard, so these should snap. I don't know whether or I am... Oh. I like Bionic Met Lab. So if we flip that over. Once per round, you may return 1 unit from the infirmary during step 6. That's really nice. But I could... Yeah, I think I'm gonna upgrade the Bionic Met Lab, or try to unlock that upgrade. So it'll be 2 because I'm using 2 science officers on it. I mean medical officers. I'll spend the commander and change this to another medical. Medical 3, yeah. And I'll return one threat. It's a mercenary. If no threats activated this round, -2 hull. Oh no, I'm gonna take -2 damage. Let's go ahead and roll. 2. Well, no threats were activated, so I take 2 damage. 1, 2. Well, that is not good. I might need to look at starting to repair that shield because it has 1 damage left on it. Okay, so only 5. Oh, come on. So only 5 crew die. Let's roll. I could kill mercenary by using 2 of my commanders and changing the other 2 dice to tactical officers. I think I might do that. Let's take out the threat when we can. So the question is, do I... No, I'll change these 2. Tactical officers 2? Yeah. So that gives me a total of 3. You look... sorry. So 1 damage plus 2, so mercenary is blown up. Boom! And 1 is left unassigned. I'm going to upgrade my Bionic Met Lab. And return the other dice. So we'll grab a threat. Invaders. It is an internal threat. For roll a 2 or 4, send a unit to the infirmary. That's terrible. Let's roll the threat die. 2, and that's exactly what happened. Okay. At least I'm not facing any external threats. Let's roll the crew die. Tactical officer would be useful to take care of the invaders, but I need a second one, and yeah, let's do that. I totally grabbed that die, didn't I? Let's take the engineer, put him in the infirmary, and change the science officer to a tactical, and then use both tactical on the invaders, and then we'll use this other science to upgrade Bionic Met Lab. So that's going to kill the invaders. I know I should put them in return, but if there was a way I could script it so that any dice that goes in return, if I press the hotkey, then it automatically populates an assigned crew, that would be ideal. but as I have just a free account, I have no ability to script. Oh, another internal threat. Cosmic existentialism must be completed before assigning any other science crew. Okay, let's roll. Two threats detected, which means I'm gonna reveal. Man, I shuffled this. I don't understand. Distracted. Return this unit. Then discard. Return this unit. 4, 3. So this one I don't really need to look at the manual. Distracted. Is that in here? Yeah. As soon as this card is revealed, place a crew die on the question mark space, which that's not in the 2nd edition printing. So I need to place one of my die in there as soon as it's revealed. So I've got to place one of these. Guess it's my choice. What am I not going to need? I don't need a tactical this turn, so... Man, that's terrible. These go into returned. So I'm left with a commander and an engineer. Well, I can unlock Biotic MetLab. I could change this to a science officer. Kind of feel like unlocking Biotic MetLab. Damn. So you're done. And this is now here. So that's unlocked. Once per round, you may return 1 unit from the infirmary during step 6. That's the end round. And then I will use the other commander on starting to upgrade advanced tactics. And now it is the AI's turn. I drew a Corsair external threat. Roll 4, 5, or 6, minus 2 whole. Let's roll the threat die. 4. Well, I take 2 damage from the Corsair. So that would be 1 shield and 1 hull. I rolled a 4. Return this unit, then discard. Sweet. Lucky me. So that didn't really have a big effect. And go back to it's a little bit of a pain. If this was the physical version, I would just pick up the dice and roll. It takes a bit more effort on Tabletopia. 2 threats detected. So I'll just put them up here. Okay. I could kill the Corsair, but I would have, by using the commanders and changing 2 of the other dice to tactical officers. Seems like kind of a waste. I could throw 1 of my dice in the infirmary and change, but it's not necessary. I can use an engineer to repair. A medical officer. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use an engineer and repair 1 hull. So I'm on 8. I think I'll use the science officer, the medical officer, to return 1 threat. Let's see what... During the step 1, you may re-roll your crew. That's really good. I can re-roll. I could spend 2 of those commanders on advanced tactics. I could change one of them to... I'm gonna just go for the upgrades. So moving this up here. I know I'm kind of leaving shatter mines. They're pretty good for eliminating external threats, but you never know. Okay, let's draw a card. Oh, sorry. Zoom in a little bit. That's probably good. I wonder if I zoom in. That's better. So let's set that as the camera. Okay. So flip this over, find out what it is. It's a raider. And let's roll the threat die. 4. So I take -1 hull, it ignores shields, and a -2 hull. So that's a total of 3 damage. So 1 and then 1, 2. Ouch. Well, I only have... Now this is where, if I just go... So I think I just can go like 0 and then 1. Yeah. So if I do keep doing that, I'll just hit 1. Am I missing a die? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, man, 5. And let's roll. Well, that's pretty good, considering I need to get rid of these. So I'm gonna have 1, 3, 5 damage. So there's a total of 4. So 4 minus 5, minus 1 damage left over. That's good. I'm left with an engineer, so let's spend the engineer on repairing our hull. And draw a threat. It's a fighter. It does -1 hull. I rolled a 5, so does nothing. Man, boost morale. I can't believe that's been sitting there like the whole game, doing nothing. Fighter is... Nothing else really works there, so... That was weird. Sorry about that. I realized that that I was clicked on the threat die, and that's why things kind of just... I wish there was a way I could just lock the camera somehow. I bet there is. I bet there's some setting to lock the camera. Camera view, which I have. Set camera view, magnify. I can't do full screen. If I do full screen, like, it's too much. Because it's running in a browser, so. Probably the thick client is better for that. But. Okay, so I'm gonna roll. Threat detected, so that immediately goes up here and we draw another card. Orbital cannon, cool. If I roll a 3, it does -2 hull and cannot be damaged unless it is the only threat. Oh, that makes it a bit hard. Throw those in return. So I have a commander. I cannot assign this, but I can use it on the cosmic existentialism, so that's good. So that gets taken care of right away. Now I'm left with a commander and a medical officer. Medical officer is kind of useless right now. If I had some... I wish I had 2 tactical officers and I could take care of both of those. I don't have a lot of health left. So I think I'm going to use the commander and change the medical officer to a tactical officer. And assign it on fire weapons, and I have to kill the fighter. I'll just drag that over. So that's it for me. AI's turn. It's a Corsair, which is terrible. Oh, the only threat. So I've got to get rid of boost morale before I can kill this orbital cannon. Because it's still an internal threat. So it's good, but it's actually bad because of the orbital cannon. Oh, let's roll this. Threat die. 3. So orbital cannon does 2 damage. 1, 2. Okay, we're actually getting very dangerous. Dangerous territory here. Total of 4 hull left. No shields. We have a biotic med lab, which has helped us 0. Shatter mines can't afford to upgrade those. If I get any engineers, I've got to put that in my hull. But the good news is that we have all of our crew back. Our crew is back on duty. And we're going to roll our crew, see where we lie. Of course, one of them wants to keep on detecting threats, so he is going up there. Oh, I want to kill the orbital. So I've got fire weapons. I'm going to assign at least one of my tactical officers and drop down the Corsair to 1 health. I kind of feel like I need to repair my hull or I'm going to die. So we'll assign 2 engineers and repair to give us 3 health back. So we're on 4. So 1, 2, 3 on 7 hull. Feeling a little bit more confident now. I feel like see, I could throw him in and kill off the Corsair. It's -2 hull. I can't use medical officers for anything else. I mean, I can use 1 to grab him. I'm going to kill the Corsair. So I'm going to throw a medical officer in the infirmary and then change the crew to another fire weapon. So I'm just going to kill the Crusader. I have an extra damage that I can't do anything with because Orbital Cannon says it can't be damaged unless it's the only threat, and it is not the only threat. We have an internal threat. I would love to cheat, but I will not. So that's it for me. Oh, yep, that's it for me. And we'll see what the next threat is. It's an interceptor. Roll the threat die. 4. So -1 hull from the interceptor. Luckily, the orbital cannon doesn't activate, and that is, we're at phase 6. I think the instructions show us the phase steps. Yeah, here. Gather up the crew, return your crew, and reset the die back to your available pool. So step 6 with the Biotic Lab means we get to remove 1 unit from the infirmary. Oh, wow. So, yeah, if you want to know how this game works, I mean, you probably figured it out by now, but the first step is rolling your crew die. You throw the threat detected dice up there. You assign crew, then you discover new threats. You activate the threats by rolling a die, and then you gather up. It's pretty easy. It's weird, I guess I'm just not patient enough. So we are now back to step 1 and rolling dice. Well, that's good. We can kill the interceptor, so let's do that. 2 tactical officers being assigned to our weapons gives us 3 damage, and we'll spend that on the interceptor. Bam, dead. I think I need to repair hull. Increase the hull by 1, and then I'll spend the science officers on. Yeah, I'll recharge the shields by 2. I could stasis beam the orbital cannon, but I'll take a chance. There's 1 out of 6 chance that I'll get -2 hull, so it'll be directly offset. But if I don't roll the 3, then it would be totally a waste. So we'll go ahead and find, time warp. All threats recover 1 health if I roll a 2. Well, he cannot recover more health than he has. So I like the wording of that, it's pretty clear. And of course I roll a 3, so that drops my shields down. It was worth a chance. I mean, if I put a stasis on that, I would have benefited by 1 shield. Okay, and I will return my crew. If I can do this correctly. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and roll the crew die. 2 commanders, a science officer, a medical officer, and a tactical officer. I feel like unlocking advanced tactics is a good idea. So that upgrades advanced tactics to, flip it. So during step 1, you may re-roll your crew up to 2 times. I am past step 1, so I cannot do that right now. So I'm left with science, medical, and tactical. I think I'm going to get rid of Time Warp, and I'll do that by throwing a tactical in the infirmary and changing a medical to a science officer. Is that 4? Yeah. So these guys will be assigned to Time Warp, and that kills off Time Warp. It's interesting, I can't... If there's dice on here, I can actually discard it. Okay. That is everything for me, so I will check out. Oh, sweet. Now this is not a threat. This is one of the cards from the second print. It's called Rescue Telepath. I can discard it to look at the next 5 cards of the threat deck, but I have to assign a medical officer to use it. That's pretty cool. Telepath. All right. Well, let's go ahead and roll the threat die. 1. Nothing. Nothing happens. So I should have 5 dice. Oh, right. Before that happens, we're at step 6 and I move using Biotic MetLab. I use 1 from the infirmary out. Grab my crew dice and roll them. Whoa, 3 commanders. That's interesting. I'm going to use the science officer on repairing the hull. Repairing the shield. I'll use the medical officer to return 1 of the threats. And I've got 3. Advanced tactics. During step 1, you may re-roll your crew. Let's just say it's still step 1. I know it's a bit of a cheat, but you may re-roll your crew up to 2 times. I really don't need commanders, so I'll re-roll all 3 of those. I'll keep that. So I'll assign 1 engineer to repair the hull, up to full health on the hull, and then 2 more science officers on my, oh come on, shields, and regain 2 more shields, so I'm on 3 shields. And I'm done with my turn. Get another internal threat, friendly fire. Immediately send all tactical officers to the infirmary, then discard. Well, I have no tactical officers, so that's actually pretty good. Roll the threat die. 6. Oh. Well, it's fine. I did spend a medical officer on returning the threat, but I want to get rid of this card because orbital cannon is killing me. Let's gather my crew back. And roll the crew. So at this point, I have to use advanced tactics. I won't cheat anymore, I promise. Not that I'll try not to cheat. I can get rid of orbital cannon with my current set of dice. So the question I need to ask myself is, what do I do? I kind of think using the engineer to upgrade shatter mines, because I might as well. There's no need for a medical officer right now, so that can be one of the commanders can change the medical officer to something, or I could re-roll it. I could spend a commander on changing one to a tactical and then re-rolling. I can re-roll your crew up to 2 times. During step 1, you may... So advanced tactics. During step 1, you may re-roll your crew up to 2 times. So does that mean I can re-roll? Does that mean I have 2 additional re-rolls, or I can re-roll the crew dice each 2 times? So I did cheat already. It says do not use the upgraded infirmary with this variant. Too late. I already did. So, oh well. I didn't read that rule until now. Well, I feel like I'm gonna re-roll these 2 and see what I get. Exactly the same. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna assign a commander and change it to a tactical officer. And then kill the orbital cannon finally. And then I'll figure out, I'll upgrade Shatter. Oh, I'm upgrading Shatter Mine times 2 already. I might as well finish it off. I'll spend this commander on a engineer. So 3 engineers to finish off Shatter Mine. Bam. So flip it. And then that's it. I know I should be putting these in the return pile, but it's kind of a pain. I'm actually doing really well right now, maybe because I've cheated. The internal threat is cloaked threats. If I roll a 2 after the threat phase, roll the threat die again. It's no problem. That happens. I did roll a 2, so I gotta roll it again. There's no other threats. Roll it. So this is where I'm not 100% sure on cloaked threats. It says after the threat phase, roll the threat die again. And I've done that. Cloaked threats. I kind of feel like you shouldn't be able to roll it more than twice. So I'm going to say no. Because it says after the threat phase, roll the threat die again. I know we're still after it. Okay. Not that it matters. Oh man. Sorry about that. I pressed tab and then it sort of... I normally use Chrome, but I have a problem with OBS in Chrome. So let's try that again. One threat detected. I could use a shatter mine. I want to get rid of cloak threats for sure. So I'm going to assign. Going to assign a die. Gonna assign that and kill the cloaked threats. Oh, what happened? It's so weird. Oh well. It's really weird. I wonder if I restart. No. Must be a bug. All these cards just got really small. I'm just gonna throw it, and then they got big again. What I'll do is go take all of them, and then something like really weird, huh? And auto cannon. And we know cloak threats because I just did that. There we go. Okay, we're back to sanity. I basically just need to upgrade, really. I could remove this by changing some things around. What does Gauss cannon do? It upgrades my damage. I don't really need that. Gravity nuke is cool, but it does remove my shields. I think cloaking field is the way to go for my next upgrade. But I really don't have that. I know what I'll do. I will assign a shatter mine. Place above the threat deck, the next external threat is defeated immediately. So there's my shatter mine. Should have put those in. I'm left with these two. I'll spend the commander on a medical officer and return. Come on, external threat, yes. So the shatter mine goes off and blows up the bounty ship. Back. Return my dice. Roll. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to roll the threat die. There's no threat, so it doesn't matter. Doing really well here. Okay, go for a Shatter Mine again. I'm gonna go for the Cloaking Field. 1, 2, 3. So that just goes there. And then I'll move a guy in the infirmary to change this guy into an engineer. So these two will be spent, oops, on a Shatter Mine. Bam. Throw them in the return. Shatter Mine. A Shatter Mine doesn't do anything if it's an internal threat. So we'll see what it is. Nebula. -1 health. When destroyed, shield offline. So this is destroyed by my Shatter Mine. And my shields go offline. So shields are offline. So shields are offline here. When destroyed, shields online. Kind of all happens at the same time because of my Shatter Mine. And then step 6. Move all these guys here. This guy goes from the infirmary to returned and then ready to roll. It's about an hour. I think that's... So I'll assign the dice and I'll end my turn. I'll just end it here. Like right at 1 hour. I think that's good. Cool. Well, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll stream another day to finish this off. Or maybe start over again. We'll see. Kind of want to work out some of the technical things. I've moved the camera a huge amount. I don't like that. Like just... And I don't like... It's... Just some issues. Like, I should be able to throw... That's weird. I should be able to just throw the dice into the return and then they go into unassigned or something. I don't know. Look at some magnets. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a good day. See ya.